Step 4 is about organising your money. The money is for your support. In Control thinks that people can be trusted to spend their money properly. There should be a light touch in checking how people use their money. For councils, it can be hard to give up control, but this is changing steadily.
It's very basic accounts. I have three columns. What's coming in, what's going out, and how much is left, really. And that's it. There's no need to keep receipts for everything. As long as your support needs are met, then that's all you need to do. And I think they are audited, but they're not looking to see if you've got, if every single penny matches up, if you've got a receipt for everything. I don't say I've spent, 60 pence on a cup of coffee and £1.50 on a pie or anything like that. It's just very broad, really, what the money's been spent on. As long as it matches what's in your support plan.
We keep accounts on everything that goes in and out. And I've got my computer, so we can always check things on my computer as well.
Keith receives his individual budget monthly, and we actually keep very, very good records of everything that is actually spent, receipts and everything, so that it reflects the support plan, the initial support plan that we actually did. There are some changes, because it has been an evolving journey, and there are some changes, and we have adapted and changed, and it's all there for the audits to actually see when they come.
Because we're organising the money, we really have to be very careful, but we have to show social services where and how we are spending that money.
We don't use a broker. I write everything out and Dad signs the cheque. And Mum's chief filer and does a very good job.
There are several ways you can look after your support money. The first way is with direct payment. The money goes straight into your bank and you manage it. The second way is that the money can be paid to someone who acts on your behalf, perhaps a family member. The third way is that you could set up a trust, a group that acts for you and manages the money. The fourth way is that you can pay someone to manage the money for you, a broker for example. The fifth way is that you could pay a service provider to set up an individual service fund, an account that is just for you. And finally, the sixth way is that you could still get a care manager from social services to manage the money for you.
Although I still have complete control to a certain degree, I didn't want to have the control and the worry of the money, so I'm using a agency to hold the money for me.
Craig's got a substantial resource allocation, so myself and my husband work full time, and to do everything ourselves, was to organise everything and all the money side of it, we felt it was a little bit too much. So we wanted to be in control, but we wanted the money side, the financial side, let somebody else look at that. So that's why we decided to go with our preferred independent provider. On a day-to-day basis, the money side of it again, I don't need to worry about any of that because social services and the independent provider work all that out for me. So at the end of the day, I only need to write a cheque.
Yeah, I guess other people use a whole variety of people maybe to do their PAYE, the pay-as-you-earn stuff, to do people's tax and national insurance. We find by managing the money we seem to get best value out of it because we don't take a management fee. You could maybe get a broker to manage that money for you, or maybe a friend of the family. One thing we are looking at though is something called an independent living trust, which is where people sign up as in a legal sense to actually say we will act in the best interest of this individual person. And we believe by doing that and having that set up that we're creating a sustainable lifetime opportunity for Joseph. So if anything happened to us, the money and everything else would still retain and still keep working for Joe in the best possible way. One of the things we're really mindful of is ensuring that Joseph's income is maximised. So we went through a benefits check with our local welfare rights, ensuring that Joseph was getting everything he was entitled to. And I would say to any family, any individual in our circumstances, to ensure you do that on a regular basis, because the benefit system continually changes and you never know what's available.
To make this budget actually last, because obviously it's quite expensive having care 24 hours a day, every 6 weeks my sister and I take a week when we look after my father, and we tie that in usually with holidays because she's in education. So that's how we make the budget work.
I gave a little bit of guidance in terms of working out the sort of how much it would cost, so how much they should allow per hour to pay Kamara, Mrs Holgate's granddaughter, and any of the kind of additional costs that employers have to meet, things like national insurance and all that kind of stuff.
I get paid monthly. We've got timesheets to work out how many hours I do, and then the timesheets go into the accountant, and then she works it out and I get paid monthly through my bank, from Nan's account to my account.
I think Pendrell's Trust oversee all the financial side of it and help with the paperwork and the wages, but Kate's actually my employer.
We manage the budget. She gets an allowance from Barnsley Council, and this is paid into a separate bank account that Kate's had to open. And we have lots of form filling, like timesheets. The support worker fills in the weekly timesheet, and then at the end of the month we have to fax through to Pendrell's the final timesheet, and then they send the wage slips through.
It's like money what social services gives me and all that. Me and my mum do the checkbooks. I like write the cheque and all that. So like such and such a person gets such and such amount and all that. That's what they do and I sign it.